Hi there, this is Mariano from Saporalia from Italy. Today, I just want to tell you about and share with you a problem which usually you can find and that can happen rarely, luckily, but sometimes can happen with Italian producers. Even more likely if you're dealing with small Italian producers, which is actually our business. So here's the thing, but just to be clear from the beginning, if you are not selling Italian products, you're not planning to sell it, to do it, well, this is probably not interesting for you, what I'm going to say in the next 2-3 minutes. If you're selling Italian products and you're dealing with industrial corporation, I don't want to make any name, but you know what I mean. Well, this is also probably not interesting for you, as this is something that is relevant when you're dealing with small producers, small Italian producers, artisans. So if you're dealing with this kind of artisans, the one that don't even speak Italian, of course not English, and you can find them 80% of the time, as I always say, with the green shoes, the green booth, to work and milk the cow. Then this is something which may be relevant to you. So what is the issue? What is the thing that can happen sometimes? It can happen that surely these people are in love with what they do. And when there is, as I say, rarely, because I must admit this is not something very frequent, but rarely there is an issue with the product, then it comes a little bit of trouble with them. And I know this is a very delicate issue, but I decided to talk about it because I think it's very realistic. And I think that, Italian small producers are really in love with what they do, really in love with what they produce. They actually live for it. It's their baby every time, every day. They are not so good in marketing. Of course, I'm talking about general, based on my experience, and I think after some years, I can say I have. They are not so good in sales strategy and in process automation. They are artisan. They produce excellencies. They do poetry. It's not a product. It's something amazing, right, amazing, good. And that's the way it should be. And I really think they are making excellent things. But there is an Italian very popular way of saying that I probably you know already, which says not all the donuts come out with a hole. I hope it makes sense for you too, but in Italy would, meaning that even if you normally produce excellencies for 99.9% of the times, sometimes, like in old good companies, like in old good family, something perhaps out of your direct control, but something may go wrong. And that happens, if any of you listening to this small audio podcast think that the opposite, that never happened, well, let me know. But I don't think nobody can actually have a different opinion for this, because sometimes something can go wrong. And I was saying that they are in love with what they produce, but when something happens and somebody else is mentioning something about their product, they are a little bit reluctant to admit that something went wrong. So what to do when something goes wrong and something happens? So here is the story. It happens to us in Saporalia with a small producer of panettone. Panettone is a typical Christmas cake that we have in Italy. Well, an amazing product, really amazing product. Pure patisserie delicacy. Super awarded producer because he won stars recognizing from magazine. Really a nice product. So all of our artisans are this caliber, let's say. So this product is a bestseller around Christmas time, of course, as we said. We sent 150, I think, of this panettone from our warehouse to one of our German distributors around the 10th of December last year, 2017, and it was a lot. It was a lot of them. It was a big sending. So these are not industrial panettone, so they're not cheap. Everything we sell is a premium product and has a premium price, of course. They arrived perfectly at destination, all okay, as usual, I must say. And, I don't have details of this chronology, but surely our distributors started to sell, and normally, as they should, over the following days. And it turned out that one type of this panettone, because there was different tastes, different type, but one type had a small problem. Actually, what happened was that some of the pistachios panettone, so this was the type which had this small problem, probably was cooked just a little bit less than it should, or perhaps it was exposed to more humidity than it can support. I don't know. And probably, nobody will ever know the cause, because when this happens, you don't know what's behind for sure. Also because it can be 1, 2, but that's the thing. So, who discovered this? Our distributor's customer, of course, because, that's how it goes. You know better than me. Well, he was the one who got in touch with the distributor about the problem, but even worse, it was his consumer of the distributor's customer who returned the product. So one day, a consumer of this gourmet shop in Munich returned this panettone back, claiming that, it was not cooked enough, in his opinion, etc., etc. So, we are not selling industrial products, as I always say. Those are massively and industrially produced. It's a different story. We are selling poetry, artisanal excellencies. So they must be perfect all the way, every time. So no discussion, no question about this. So what's the overall point of the story? The point is that those things happen, rarely, luckily, but sometimes can happen. And what we did at Saporalia, we went in emergency mode because we have procedures for these things. I always say, you should hope for the best and expect the worst. So we immediately sent our truck to take all those type of panettone back from our distributor. And let's be clear, even there was the possibility that only 1 or 2 could have this problem, but we decided to retire all this kind of pistachios panettone, just to be sure, and we reimbursed the distributor for these returned products. We asked to have the contact details of the gourmet shop in Munich, and through our distributors we send them all the type of this panettone. So 1 pistachio, 1 chocolate and pear, 1 traditional Milano, 1 with extra virgin olive oil, and 1 with exotic fruit. I think it was the fifth was exotic fruit. So we sent 2 boxes, one with these 5 panettone of different, and another one the same. So 2 boxes with the 5 type in each of them. One was for the shop and one was for the consumer. Which of course we ask the distributor to ask the shop owner so his customer, to deliver to the consumer. So all this recovery plan took place in 3 days since the problem happened, including the delivery, of course logistic help, because this was Europe, but if it was Asia, probably or US, we were going to do the same, because in this emergency plan the procedure says you use the plane. So it's quick anyway. So the owner of the shop was very impressed and surprised of how the distributors, through us, of course, but how the distributor had managed this issue so quickly, and he was very thankful. This at least is what the distributor, our customer, said. So the consumer of the shop was also very impressed, because he was happy. To see that his pistachio panettone was great, as it's supposed to be, and moreover, by the way, he had the chance to try unexpectedly all the other panettone type, so all the different type which I mentioned before. So next year I think he will buy even more for sure. At least we all hope in the chain. So everyone was happy, and probably even our distributor had the chance to increase sales through this issue, because he showed his customer and customer talk to each other, and you know this better than me, how to manage a small crisis before it even takes place, because just for a sign you manage and you put it at zero immediately in the best way, and even increase the perception of how we or how he work with the direct customer. But now, why did I tell you this story? Because at the end, the point is we, Saporalia, as an exporter, we did all of this autonomously, and then we had to manage the overall thing with the producer, the artisan, and this comes with the problem which I mentioned at the beginning, because but what I want to tell you is that this is our problem. Even if you want to treat those excellencies that customers in the world, they want it, they want good thing, they see it in television, all these products, MasterChef and so on and so forth. You can have it, but if something like this happen, I must admit, very rarely, but it can happen when it's an issue. Dealing directly with them, it's an issue. So this is the tricky part, because which I started the audio post with. We had to work hard to make the artisan understand that the product apparently had an issue. We started like this, but we needed to work hard to find a landing between us and them. But it doesn't matter, it's our job. I mean, for us, customers always come first. So we first manage the issue in the best possible way outside for our customer or for their customers, which had an impact. And then we think about how to fix the issue internally. So again, I want to stress this. What's the overall point? The overall point is that, very simply, if you're dealing with many or some small Italian suppliers, you might have, if this happens, an issue, an headache. But not. It's not about money. It's not about the returning of what go wrong, but it's the fact to manage, because even consumers, even customers, your customer know that this can happen from time to time, but the way you manage makes all the difference. So that's the message I want to give. So you want a partner which overcome immediately the issue with no explanation, no question for you, just solve the issue, make my customer happy, and then we think about the rest internally. And that's it. You can't have this. If you have a direct interface with a small Italian producer, you have it if you have Saporalia for this assurance. So what we represent is, multiple products, one order, one delivery, one invoice, no issue. So if you want to join the global network of importers and distributors who are already working and successfully spreading our Italian gourmet products in their markets, please answer to this email or answer to this post anywhere it is, and just to begin, let us know where we can send you our sample box for you to try and taste our products, our bestseller, and then we will be so happy to start the interaction with you. Till then, take care. Sorry if I was a bit longer, a few minutes, but I hope it was an interesting story for you. Let me know. So take care and greetings from sunny Milan.